We are live from Millbridge Village Camp Resort in Ronks, Pennsylvania. I'm Steve Turtle and I'm a work camper, and we got an exciting night tonight. I got a special guest. We're going to talk about work camping jobs. And I got a problem. Hold on. And that was my twin brother on the other channel. I don't know what he was doing over here. I had to turn him off. Anyway, so we're talking about work camper jobs. I'm going to bring them on in a little bit. They're in the green room having a snack, and they'll be up here, and we're going to have some questions and answers. So I'm looking for everybody to ask a few questions about some of these work camping jobs that they've been a part of. So we'll have that. We're going to give another $25 Amazon e-gift card away later on. Oh. And we're going to have a good time. I doubt very seriously if we'll get to some games, but if we do, we will. And hopefully we're going to have a good time with our guest. Now, I appreciate everybody coming in from traveling down the banisters. I appreciate Keith and Indiana, or as I call her, Giggles. And I don't know if you know it or not, but if you wind her up, she'll giggle all night, and it's a hoot. All right, let me look, see who's in the chat, and say a couple hellos. My goodness. RV Kids TV, first in the room. I appreciate that. And I got a story to tell a little bit about that. They are a neighbor, and they don't live far from us where we're at right now. However, before we started full-time RVing, they were 15 minutes down the road. Excuse me. They were 15 minutes down the road, and I never knew it. I found them on YouTube, and that just shows you how amazing YouTube is. You just run across people that you never knew that you knew. So anyway, RV Kids TV, thank you for being first in the room. I appreciate it. Justin and Christine's RV Van Life, welcome. Frank Mitson, another neighbor, welcome. How you doing? Rowdy One, it's good to see you in the house. Donna Delaney, all the way from Arizona with a whole bunch of warmth. Every time I see you, I get all warm. So that's good, right? Finding Us Camping, welcome. New Horizons, Susan, I appreciate you being here. Meant to Be RVing. Daydream About Nice Things. I just seen you over and traveling down the banisters. You're an awesome guy. I seen you in a video, and you were fixing your lovely bride, your lovely wife, a Valentine's gift. It was peaches and covered in chocolate, and it looked awesome. Unfortunately, we don't have taste-o-vision. Proceeding onward, America POA. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate it. Nomadic RV Tech, Weekend RVing, Happy Place Camping, Fifth Wheeling Food and Fixing. That's an awesome channel. That's an awesome name for a channel. It's good to have you here. Captain Jack Scrapper. Oh, and we have Jill Turtle here. She's in the house. Woohoo! Traveling down the banisters. Lucky Dog Production. It's good to have you here, Bob. Weekend RVing. I think I caught up. I appreciate everybody showing up and taking a little time to drop by the channel. I hope we have a good stream. Like I said, I have a special guest going to show up here in just a little bit. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the jobs they've had since they started full-time RVing. Now, they've been doing it for a little while, and they've had quite a few jobs, and they're interesting jobs. So if you have questions as we talk, go ahead and put your comments in the comment section. And if you would, if you ask a question, type question in all caps before your question. That way it'll sort of show up a little bit better. And hopefully we won't miss you.
Tell them I have to concentrate on this. I'm not ignoring them.
Jill says she's not ignoring anybody. She wants to comment for everybody.
Concentrate.
Oh, concentrate. I'm sorry. All right, if you would, if you're a military member, if you're a military vet, go ahead and chat your branch. I want to see how many military fellers we got here, military fellers or young ladies that we have in the room. And I don't know that we have. Matter of fact, I know POA. We got some military.
Navy.
MidLife Journey's Navy. Nomadic Tech RV is Army. Blue Waves Army, of course. JC Journey, United States Coast Guard. Thank you for your service, sir. How you doing, Rusty Nicholson? Nomadic Hippie. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. Chicken says thank you. We're going to take that super chat. We're going to roll it over into the super chat thermometer, and we're going to pay that mess forward here in just a little bit.
Our epic RV adventure. 33rd anniversary in the Air Force.
Oh, what was it? Oh, our epic RV adventure. 33rd anniversary in the Air Force. Thank you for your service. That's quite a stint. I did 20. 33 is a lot. So I appreciate that. Captain Jack Scrapper. How you doing this evening, Jack? All right. Like I said before, the super chat from last week, we rolled that over. We're going to give it away this week. We were actually shy just a little bit, but we're going to give it away anyway. We're going to pay it forward. That's going to be a little bit later in the show. And hopefully this week, I won't mess it up like I did last week. Last week, I got all tied up inside the YouTube and Google and everything else. So we'll do better this week, but we're going to give that away. And I'd like to say a special thanks to the people that make, to the channels and people and friends who have made that possible. And that was Traveling Down the Banisters, Camper Life, Mel Nettie Living Zip Codeless. I've been practicing. Dreaming Out Loud RVing, Thin Blue Lane RV Life, Slow Momentum, Rowdy One, and Captain Jack Scrapper. And Rowdy One is, and Mel Nettie Living Zip Codeless are our NN. So if you would give the NNs a big shout out, if you would. Tell them thank you. So what I did this week is the super chats from last week. I put them on my community page, and on the community page, you can see all the links to all those channels. So if you haven't been over to their channel and checked them out, if you would, go over to the community page and click on those channels and go over there and check them out. And leave them a comment and tell them Steve Turtle sent you. If you like their comment, go ahead and become their friend. All right. Well, I'm looking for my I'm looking for my guest in the green room, and I don't see him. Well, if they don't show up, we're going to have a show anyway. I want to tell a story. You know, I like to tell my stories. How you doing, Rusty Nicholson? How you doing? Before we started full-time RVing, we lived in an old farmhouse on 5 acres of land, had sort of a little homestead, had a few animals and things like that. One morning, I was sitting having my coffee watching the news, and I heard the downstairs door banging, and it was rattling like crazy, and I didn't know what was going on. So I went downstairs and I looked out the door, and the 2 hound dogs that we own grabbed a raccoon and had it in their mouth. One had its hindquarters and one had its neck, and they were going around in circles. Jill comes screaming out the front door in a house coat and slippers, and she's trying to break the dogs up. So she's kicking at the dogs, trying to get them loose. And I'm standing inside the house at the back door or the downstairs door, and I'm not going out there. I'm not wrestling with any raccoon and dogs. And I'm yelling at her to be careful, because once the raccoon gets loose, he's going to run up her leg. And she's kicking at the dogs, trying to get them loose. And it was a hoot. And the moral of the story is nobody got hurt. It was fun. I wasn't scared, but I didn't come out. And nobody got hurt. Actually, the raccoon ran off and it didn't get hurt. But it was funny. You'd have to been there. All right, I got my guest. My special guest is in the green room now, having more food. And if I can find my note, I'll get him in here. All right. Special guest tonight, workampers, fellow workampers, Chris and Barbara from MidLife Journey.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good.
I can hear you fine, but I don't see you.
Uh-oh.
We can see you.
Well, that's good. That works. That's okay. We can still do this.
I'll turn that up.
Is that any better, Steve?
No, it's almost like you're froze. I don't know. I'm gonna try something here. See if that does any good. Like I said, I can hear you fine. I just can't see you.
Well, that might be a good thing.
Huh?
That might be a good thing.
No, it's okay. You see any questions? No. Okay. Well, look, we can talk anyway. We don't have to see you, although maybe at some point you'll come in.
Everybody can see them.
Yep. I'm hearing that everybody can see you fine, so we should just proceed. Maybe it's me and my computer.
Okay.
Okay. Just go ahead and let everybody know how you started full-time RVing and how long you've been full-time RVing, and any details about what caused you to do what you're doing.
You want to start?
Okay. Well, about 4 years ago, we went and took a trip to Alaska, and we just thought how beautiful it was, and we never really took a trip that was that awesome. And we were thinking, man, we wish we could do this all the time.
Uh-huh.
And, we were over there for a couple of weeks. When we came back, I had a really good friend. And, this story goes with a lot of people.
Everybody has a story like this.
Yeah. And I had a really good friend that told me he had cancer when we got back. He ended up passing within like 30 days, and he was just getting ready to retire. And his wife's a travel agent, and they were going to travel the world together, actually.
Uh-huh.
And so it was just a sad situation, with him passing right before he was to retire. And we said, hey, we can't let this happen to us. So we decided to go ahead and sell our house and get an RV and hit the road. And here we are. And we make it work by finding jobs.
About how long between the time that you decided you were going to take the plunge did you actually do it? What was your time frame?
6 months, maybe.
6 months.
Well, 6 months until we bought our RV, and then we ended up spending a year in a campground locally working at our real jobs.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you did a year of practice.
Yes,
exactly.
Kind of. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So your first campground job was it Mackinac?
Mackinac Mill Creek Campground in Mackinac City, Michigan.
Tell us a little bit about that. That was like camp host, work camper type thing.
Well, it was more than just camp host. I worked outside, did a lot of projects for the owner and the one that ran the campground. And we started, it's closed down for the winter, so there's a big mess that has to be cleaned up. So that was our first experience.
2 weeks of boot camp.
Yeah, right. And then eventually, within, I guess, the first month, Barbara got moved into the camp store, which she really enjoyed doing. And we did everything there. We even planted trees on their golf course and all kinds of stuff. Whatever they needed to be done.
We just did whatever they wanted.
That's pretty much the way we are. It's
right.
whatever has to do with the outside, I deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And whatever has to do with the inside, Jill deals with it.
Right.
Right. We usually wherever we work, we have to put in a 40-hour week. We don't have any supplemental income. So we want to make this work. Luckily, we were able to pay off our bills when we sold our house, and so we don't have any debt. So we're able to live on the money that we make. If we get enough
Right.
hours, that's the thing. We have to find jobs that's going to give us enough hours and pay to make it work.
Uh-huh. Now, what was your compensation when you were there? Did you just work? You worked 40 hours. Did they pay for your site, or did you have to pay for your site too?
No, they paid for our site.
Yeah.
I believe it was $9.25 an hour
Yeah.
we made there.
It was our very
Yeah.
first job, so we didn't know that we could do better than that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's still not too bad. I mean, we get 9 here, and then we get a bonus for a dollar an hour for every hour work. So
that's
it's
cool.
actually 10. So,
Yeah.
but
Nice
yeah,
thing
that's
they
the way
do
to do it if you're going to do it.
Right.
Everything paid plus your hours.
Now they did have a lot of things that we were able to do for free there also. So, I mean, we were able to go to Mackinac Island and just they had a lot of freebies to take advantage of.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was your next job?
Amazon.
And you loved it.
Amazombies.
Everybody that I've talked to says that you walk a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Well, we were pickers the first year we did it in Campbellsville, Kentucky. It was a pretty good place to work, but I mean the job wasn't for us. I mean there was a lot of I mean we like to interact with people, and there wasn't much of that going on there.
Right.
But if you want to lose weight, it's a great place to work.
Right. I mean, you can't
right. That's some kind of benefit.
Yeah,
you know, they pay you well, they give you your site for free, and so you can't complain about that. A lot of people do it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is there's a lot of jobs out there. Some fit for some people and some don't. You know,
Exactly.
and I think it's admirable that you went out there and you tried it, and I'm sure that if you had to, you'd go back.
Well, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you did.
We went back again this year. Yeah, but we said, well, let's try a different location. Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's where we went this time. And we were sorters. The job was a little bit better there, but the environment wasn't quite as good as Campbellsville, actually.
Jesus. What kinds of campground do you like to work camp in most?
Well, to be honest with you, we've only worked at one campground so far, and that was the first one, Mackinac Mill Creek Campground. The rest of our jobs have been other types of jobs.
Yeah, we worked at 2 different campgrounds, and both of them were small campgrounds.
Right.
I think one had 80 sites, and this one has a little over 100. So we like the small campgrounds. It's a better feeling for us. We've never worked at one. You know, I've seen campgrounds with 600 sites. That's quite big.
Actually, Mackinac Mill Creek Campground is one of those. They have about 600 sites, and they have about 100 cabins. So there was a lot of work to do there. I think if we and we definitely will try to work at a campground again, but we're going to do something like you do, a little bit smaller family environment.
Yeah. We're hoping that we will get to smaller time frames, you know, that we can move more often and not be in the same spot as long.
You've been there quite a long time.
Yes, we have. By our own fault, we decided to do it that way, but it just sort of worked out with a lot of different things. But it's been good for us.
Good.
So we're happy with it.
That's the main thing.
Got a question, crowded one.
What's the?
There's no time.
Oh.
Right there it is.
Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Other YouTubers say that they work online remotely. What are some of the jobs available, or where can I get more information about this?
Well, we don't we haven't done any jobs where we work online, but there's all kinds of, I think there's a Facebook group that's directed at that, remote jobs workers or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of websites out there, but we just don't follow those because we kind of prefer the going to a different place and experiencing a different environment.
Yeah, Rowdy One, we haven't worked online other than YouTube. And I mean,
Right.
there's probably a lot of YouTube channels out there that might talk about that. If I find out some information, I'll try to get it to you.
600 sites on the workampers.
Question for Chris, you and Barbara. For 600 sites, how many workamper couples did they have, or did they have like some permanent staff?
They had a few permanent staff. They had about 10, 15,
Yeah.
maybe 10, 15 couples for that.
Right.
Well, I
That's
think
a
we
lot.
started with like 20.
Yeah.
But, you know, some dropped off like flies and hit the road early.
That first 2 weeks, that boot camp period, we lost quite a few.
And we lost some more along the time too. And you know,
Yeah, you know,
not a fit for everybody, but we believe
Yeah,
in
I
working
think-
out our commitments too.
yeah, I think it's true that, you know, sometimes you think it's one thing, you get there and it's something else, and it changes, or it's not a fit for you. And I think that's okay. But I think that, you know, when people quit and move on, they need to do the right thing and give notice and all that good stuff.
Exactly. We agree with that. 3-month work jobs down the road from Camper Life.
Yeah, Camper Life saying that when he starts to work camp, he'd like to do 3 months in a place down the road.
Well, they always do gate guarding. We haven't done it, but we have friends that have, and you can
Including
do that.
Steve Turtle.
Including Steve Turtle, right?
Yeah.
And RV SWAT, and then you got the traveling deficit disorder that do it forever.
Yeah.
The gate guardings.
But like this job here, we're only doing for like, what, a month and a half.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a nice short stint for us.
Right.
And
you do Amazon for that amount of time as well.
yeah, I mean, you know, everybody's got a thing, and sometimes you can negotiate that with whoever you're hiring on with, you know,
Exactly.
the length of your time.
Mhm.
Some people, they want longer time periods, and you know, if that's the case and you don't want to do it, just move on to the next one.
Right.
We like our 6-month job to be in a place in the summertime where we really want to explore and get to know the area.
I can't find it.
What do you need?
I don't know where she's at. Give me a time.
I don't have a time. There's no time on here.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Rusty
Okay.
Nichols wanted to know if they've done gate guarding.
Rusty Nichols wanted to know if you did gate guarding. Did you answer that question? I know you were talking about it.
Yeah, that's one we have never done, but we have known people that have done it. We
Right.
might buy it down the road, but we like to spend our time together and do things together, and that kind of job doesn't really let that happen.
Right. And it's not for everybody. It is, it does put a burden on you.
Right.
Rusty, I've done gate guarding. We did 10 weeks down in Louisiana last year. It's okay. It's different. All right, Houston Rodeo.
That was our next job. We always take like Christmas time and January off to visit family.
Uh-huh.
And that's the time we take off, about a month or two. But after that, then we got to hit the road again, make some more money. Houston Rodeo was something that we tried. We had, and a lot of our jobs are this way. You get referred by friends. So, oh yeah, we did this before, and you'll like it. And here's your contact person, and you pretty much got a job easily. But that's through Aramark. We worked at the Houston Rodeo last year.
Uh-huh.
And that's something that it's one of those ones that lasted a month.
Yeah.
I think it was about 2 months.
Yeah, it wasn't really beneficial for us financially.
So for the most part, what did you do? You just the retail, running a concession, or?
No, we were beer runners.
Oh,
So we ran beer from one end to the other end with the crowd of people and between the cows and the people. It was quite a challenge over rubber mats, hauling cases upon cases of beer. And I mean, we did it. It was an adventure. But
it was one too that we had to pay for our own site.
yeah.
But we wanted to experience it, and so we figured we'd give it a try.
Yeah.
It's not something we would do again, though.
Yeah. Financially, it didn't work out for us.
But I mean, it's something fun to do. I mean, if we were to do a rodeo again, it wouldn't be in Houston.
Yeah, Houston traffic's a nightmare.
That's what I've heard. And then talking about beer, what was the next job?
Oh, Prairie Berry Winery.
Yes, our favorite job so far.
That was in the Black Hills of South Dakota in Hill City. We worked at the winery there. They also had a brewery next door, but we were wine tasting associates.
So all day long, all we had to do is have happy people come to us, serve them 5 or 6 tastes of wine, and for free, and sell them wine. And we had a nice little kitchen attached. And seriously, the summer went by so fast. We had so many places to go. We never made it to everywhere we wanted to go. With VIP card, we paid for hardly anything.
Right. And we had the VIP card here last year. That's an awesome benefit, for staying at a campground or at a job. Right.
We did a video where we added up all of our savings from that VIP card, and it was a significant amount.
Yeah. And we did get a little bit of tips here and there, which helped out. Yeah. We did have to pay for half of our site there. They paid for half. We paid for half. But we felt like we were going to make enough money to still do it anyway.
Get that one.
And Rowdy One has a question. It is, what are some of the questions to ask during an interview with potential employer other than campsite and hours worked? I did a video on that, Rowdy One, and I have 25 questions that you should ask before you when you apply for a job. But basically, you just want to fill out all the details of the position. And make sure that you understand the compensation and what they're going to do as far as how they're going to pay you, how many hours you're going to work, what kind of shifts, and then ask them to put it in writing. If they're not trying to hide something, they won't mind doing that. And some, like the campground that we're at now, they have an agreement that we sign, and it details the whole job, and it also gives a schedule, sort of a sample schedule. So, you just have to try to fill out all the information and understand exactly what they're asking you to do. It's difficult because you're going to drive halfway across the country and take a job somewhere, and the only interview you get's, over an email or a chat if you do Skype or something like that.
I'll tell you what, the good ones are going to tell you they're going to answer your questions before you even ask them.
Exactly.
Right.
They're going to tell you all about the job, what to expect, and everything.
What'd you say?
And that's kind of what we got at Prairie Berry, and we got some excellent training there as well.
Yeah.
We didn't know a thing about wine.
New Horizon.
But now we feel like pros.
Yeah.
Okay, you probably went too far.
No.
And we love wine now.
She says Jerry Holly. Where? I don't know where you're at. Are you going?
But don't go up too far. They're only about 10 questions up.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to find a question.
Oh, I was reading something.
Do you have campground memberships? New Horizons, we're asking, do you all have campground memberships, or do you look for jobs that pay for your campsite? Well, we obviously look for jobs that pay for our campsite, but when we're traveling, we do have some memberships as well. Like Passport America and Harvest Host. We really like Harvest Host. And we've also considered Boondockers Welcome. We haven't done that one yet, but
Any other? Did we miss one? Dreaming Out Loud had a question. Have you ever considered KOA?
we have considered that. You have to pay to get on there. We did the campground thing, and now we see all these other jobs right now that interest us even more. So we haven't really followed up with the KOA.
Yeah. Well, since we haven't been looking, we haven't, looked at anything for at least 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
New Horizons wants to know how you handle your mail and your insurance.
Oh, and New Horizons wanted to know how we handle our mail and our insurance.
Well, our mail, our home address is actually our daughter's address. She lives in Florida, so we use her address. So she collects all of our mail, and she'll call us and let us know if it's something important. Or she opens it up and looks through, and if it's something important, she'll go ahead and she'll send it to us. Either email or whatever, or she'll mail it to us directly if we need it.
We leave her envelopes, stamped envelopes at her house when we go visit. So all she has to do is put them in an envelope and stick them in the mailbox.
But she only sends it up maybe 2 or 3 times a year with really stuff that we have to have. And then insurance.
Yeah, actually the first year we went without.
Health insurance?
Health insurance?
Yeah.
Is that what she's talking about? Steve?
Okay.
Is it health
I'm
insurance?
sorry, say it again.
Was she talking about health insurance?
I think health insurance, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the first year we went without insurance. But last year we had signed up for the Affordable Care Act, insurance. So we had insurance through Blue Cross and Blue Shield, or Florida Blue is what it was.
Yeah.
But they have an insurance, so you can pick one that's a little bit more money that you can go anywhere in the country.
Yeah, we have a military insurance program, so we have that for health insurance. And our domicile is our hometown, where our very, very good friend collects our mail and then does the same thing. She sends us an email or sends us a text.
Yeah, that's what our domicile is too in Florida, our daughter's house.
Yeah. And Rusty Nickerson wants to know what domicile we have chosen and why. I guess we answered that question, did we not?
Yeah, we did.
And the reason we chose Florida is just because that's where we've lived all of our life practically. So
yeah, and we haven't found a reason to change yet. So at some point we may. I don't know. Nomadic RV Tech, our amusement park jobs worth the time. Now, I haven't done one. You haven't done an amusement park, have you?
We have not. That is on our list of ones to do, though. We really would like to check out Darien Lake up in upstate New York. And I think that's one of the ones that are on our list to give a try sometime.
Right.
I know they do pay for your site, and you got some little bennies there too. So.
Yeah, I had Dean and Shalane from Grassroots Living on last week. They have worked at Adventureland.
Right.
They have a pretty good video about their time there.
Yeah, we've seen.
They enjoyed it, and I don't know if they're going back, but I think they said they were.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it would be a lot of fun.
Traveling down the banisters question. If I missed it, I'm sorry. How do you find your jobs?
Well, there's a bunch of ways, and we did a video on that too when we were at Devil's Tower up in Wyoming. But most of them is through Workamper News. We do. I get an email every day with a list of jobs they have available.
Yeah.
Even though we have jobs lined up, I still like to go through it and consider things for down the future. But then we're members of all kinds of Facebook groups and everything like that too. So and there's all kinds of websites.
Right. Now you're a member of Workamper News?
Yes, we are.
Yes. We've been members since we started. and we go to the hot list jobs all the time and check them out, even though we're not looking, just to see what's available.
Right.
I find it pretty awesome.
We have a resume posted on there and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nomadic Hippie, he wants to know if we know of any jobs where people can work with disabilities.
Well, we're working right now. They have a few people that are working with disabilities. That's with Aramark at the Surprise Stadium here in Arizona. They have quite a few handicapped people working there. Where else have we? I think there was some with Aramark in the Houston Rodeo as well.
Right, and also too, I mean, it depends on what the disability is or that, but some people can work in the office, taking phone calls and scheduling people and that type of thing too.
Yeah,
right.
There's quite a few out there.
Yeah, I think they're out there, and I think when you see a job, don't think of it as someone that has a disability. Just look at the job, call them up, talk to them about it, and just be frank with them and tell them. They'll let you know, and if they could accommodate you, I'm sure they will.
Yep.
Sure.
Let's see. Dreaming Out Loud RVing question: what about non-conventional positions like jobs in the area where you are?
Well, there's a reason why we don't take more of a conventional job, because the jobs that we take typically pay for our site, and that's a big expense.
There's jobs everywhere, though. I mean, everybody has help wanted signs, and maybe they'll pay you enough to work there, and you can pay your own site.
Right. I mean, and if it came down to where Chris had a job and maybe I didn't, yes, I would go look for a conventional job.
Yeah, it all depends on different people. I mean, there are people that are full-time RVers that go and take traditional jobs or conventional jobs. I think nursing is one. They go, they take a nursing job, they pay for their site, they work there for a while, and then they move on to another place and take another nursing job.
Right.
So it just depends on the individual and what they're looking for and what they like. But they are convenient. I mean, you can work camp any kind of job.
Right, exactly.
There's actually, I think I saw something where there was a pipeline, a gas pipeline or something up north. It was a company you hire on with, but they move along to do the
I think it's Southern Cross that does that.
Yeah. So that's a Workamper job. You're working for the pipeline and you move along with them in your RV. New Horizon has a question. Yes, is there any good Workamper jobs for people with some sort of disability? Yeah, I think we answered that. I apologize.
TJ,
it's okay.
National parks are all volunteer, or can you get paid positions?
TJ Blue, and I look for. Okay, I'm looking for his comment. Got it right here. All right, say it again.
Want to know if the national parks positions are volunteered or if there's also paid positions.
Yeah, TJ Blue wanted to know if the national parks were all were they paid or volunteer positions?
From what we've seen, most of them are volunteer, but they do have some paid positions as well.
Right. I've seen a few, and it looked like they were like contract or something where you bid on them.
Yeah,
that's like the Army Corps Engineer parks too, or that way.
Right. And but for the most part, I think national park jobs are volunteer. You work for a certain amount of hours, and they pay for your site with no money.
Yeah, unless you're working for like a concessionaire. I think Delaware North or something like that, and West Yellowstone is that kind of like that.
Dreaming Out Loud has another RV question. Or Dreaming Out Loud RVing has a question. Would you do anything different? Rig size, timing?
Wow.
We wouldn't do anything different on timing, really. I think we started the perfect time. If we could go back, maybe we'd do it a couple years earlier, because we ended up buying a house and shouldn't have bought that house, but because we ended up selling it 2 years later.
Yeah. But rig size, yes. If we could do a little different, we would probably go just a little bit smaller. We're in a 32-foot fifth wheel. We would like to be able to have more ease of movement, and possibly go down to, we're not sure yet.
This works perfectly for us right now, though, because we're sitting somewhere in the summertime for 6 months. We thought about getting a truck camper, but we don't want to be cooped up in a truck camper for 6 months at a time in the summertime.
Or in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of a struggle between small enough but large enough, because
Right.
the smaller you are, the less you pay, and the larger you are, the more space you have.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of feel like if we could just go a few feet shorter, it might make us be able to move just a little bit more easily.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. New Horizon asks, well, what's the longest time you have stayed in one job?
Last one was at Prairie Berry Winery. We were there from around the 8th of April till the end of September. This one we're going to next is going to be the 1st of May till the 25th of October. And that's going to be in West Yellowstone.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Jerry Holly has a question. He wants to know, do you like campground host or other jobs better?
Well, we've only done one campground job, and so far our favorite is the winery job. But that doesn't mean down the road we'll find a camp host job that we like better than that.
Right. You just never know until you give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoy the camp host jobs, but we're open to all of them, and we're always looking for something, new and adventurous ourselves. Unfortunately, we've been here a little over, when it's all said and done, it'll be a year and a half.
Yeah.
So hopefully we won't do that again.
After about 6 months, we start to get a little antsy. We want to move.
Yeah.
I know. Well, as soon as it started to get cold here, I got antsy.
Yeah. I like this next question.
Yes. Dreaming Out Loud RVing. So is a van in your future?
Well, we saw a rig the other day. Somebody had a Mercedes van, the Sprinter, right?
Yeah.
Pulling a small travel trailer.
Yeah.
And we looked at each other and we said, hey, maybe that's the answer.
That's an option anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, it could be.
A van has so many advantages because you can park just about anywhere. You can stealth camp.
Sure.
And but it also comes with its disadvantages.
That's why we carry the extra trailer in the back. Then you have a little room.
But I don't think we'll ever go to a van.
No.
We probably won't either. But
we're too old.
No, you're never too old, Steve.
Oh no, climbing in and out of van, and we had some really good questions tonight. I really appreciate everybody for asking their questions. It really helps out. If here we go, New Horizon. Let's see do you always look for jobs in warmer places in the winter? You guys answer this one.
Well,
wow.
That's why we're in Arizona.
Well, in last year when we ended up in South Dakota, when we got there, we had 3 snows. The last snow is right at the beginning of June.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we try to stay away from the cold and the snow, but it doesn't seem to be working out so well.
Yeah, and then after that, we went to Montana for the beet harvest, and it was even colder.
And snowing, and it was. So we're not doing a very good job of it.
Yeah, we skipped right over the beet harvest, didn't we?
Yeah, we did beet harvest and the Amazon in Chattanooga. Now we're in Phoenix, Arizona, working at Surprise Stadium for spring training. Through Airmark again.
TJ Blue has a question, so a pretty good one.
Hold on.
And next up is West Yellowstone at the Yellowstone Giant Screen Theater and Gift Shop.
All right, here we go. TJ Blue, he asked, has full-time RVing together affected your marriage for the good? I'm looking forward to full-time RVing with my husband, Nomadic RV Tech.
Oh, well, okay. So we've been married for 36 years. We're kind of high school sweethearts. We've been together. That's what we know. But since we've been together here in the RV, I think we've grown closer. I mean, we work together. We live together. We're never apart. So yeah, I think that it has brought us much closer together.
What's your time?
Yeah, I think it's amazing that a couple can live in such a small space and get along. It's really, it hasn't been a test for us. We're probably like you guys. We just fit well together, and we haven't had any issues at all.
Right.
Let's see. I know that you haven't worked at Pigeon Forge, and nor have I. Doreen Brannon asked if
we'd
if
love
we'd-
to work at Dollywood, but
Yeah.
that's another one you have to pay for your site.
So that'll probably come with retirement years.
Yeah, right.
And then we'll do it just because we want the experience.
Right. Here's another good question. I'm sort of moving along a little fast because I want to get
Okay.
to the last, but keep the questions coming. We'll keep this going. We'll get to the other stuff here shortly. Spring training. How did you get the gig? And they say that would be amazing.
Well, actually found out about that job through Hanson on the Road. He has a small YouTube channel, and he's been working there the last few years. And I said, well, that sounds like a pretty cool job. We've already worked for Airmark once at the Houston Rodeo. So we put in for it, and here we are. And it's pretty nice. I mean, the training's better here. The traffic's a lot better here than it is in Houston. And the weather is really beautiful right now.
Well, and that's good to hear that too. You know, talking to YouTube channels and people like you, we get an understanding of, you know, the real skinny on what's going on with some of these jobs, and we appreciate it. So for the most part, the jobs that you've taken out, except for Amazon and the campground job, have they been like retail jobs, sort of?
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and usually 40 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are a testament to being able to do it on the road the way you're doing it. So anybody out there that, you know, has a question about whether or not it's doable, just go on over to MidLife Journey's channel and check out some of their videos, and you'll see. If you try hard and work at it, you can travel and be a full-time RVer.
That's
And a
right.
work camper.
We feel like, too, I mean, we can do pretty much anything for a certain amount of time.
Right.
And if we don't like it, we won't go back. I see Rowdy one asked another question about the beet harvest.
Yeah.
And we probably wouldn't do that again just because it was really cold, and it was drawn out pretty long last season.
And we do have a video on that, and you'll see why we really don't want to do it again. Now, we would do it again if we had to, but we don't want to.
Right. There's so many other jobs out there.
Right. And I think the situation, the job itself, I'd probably love to do it, but I'm not into all that cold and dreary. Ugh.
It was cold and dreary.
In the last 2 seasons, I've watched videos from, and it's just been miserable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you thought about traveling in towards the not so popular destinations for work?
We actually prefer the places that aren't so popular. We kind of like to stay in the quieter areas. For some reason, we always seem to find our jobs in the popular areas. Why is that?
Because they're hiring. And we want to see it too. I mean,
Yeah.
like Yellowstone, we've never been there. We want to see it. The Black Hills of South Dakota last summer, we loved that job, and we loved exploring the area.
Well, look, I don't want to run out of time. It's about 10 till. We've had a lot of good questions, and I really appreciate you guys coming on the channel and talking a little bit about some of the jobs that you've taken. And you've had quite a few and interesting ones too. They're not just the same old job. So really appreciate the time. And if anybody is here in the live stream and you haven't been over to their channel to check them out, if you would, please go over there and leave them a good, meaningful, sincere comment, and watch a couple of their videos and become their friend. And if the content's not something you want to watch, that's okay, but at least do that, and that'll really help them out.
Thank you, Steve, for having us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Well, unless you guys got to run away, you can stick around. We're gonna give away $25 Amazon gift card.
All right, well,
So I'm
stick
going to
around.
do it better than I did last week, hopefully, because last week I got all tripped up over Google and everything else, and I just got too many wires and too many things going on. But it's been a really good live stream, and I really appreciate everybody stopping by. And we're going to get this super chat giveaway going. So I'm going to do like I did last week. We're going to type a number between 1 and 50. Oops, let me get it over here. Hold on. There it is. There's the number. So go ahead and type it up, and we'll see who the winner is going to be. $25. Pay it forward.
Oh, RV Kids.
RV Kids. All right. Hold on.
First
Wait. Hold on. There we go. RV Kids TV.
The first one.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry. I should have waited.
Yep, you got it.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here it is.
Keep trying.
There it is. RV Kids TV in the house. Congratulations. $25 Amazon e-gift card. And you send me an email and let me get your email address, and I'll go ahead and send that over to you.
Tell them we'll just send them a Bill Bateman.
Or you're so close, maybe I'll just drive over and give it to you.
I mean, he gets a Bill Bateman gift card.
That is awesome. All right, I didn't mean to stifle everybody. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody playing along, and we'll do it again. And I'm going to try to catch up a little bit and say a couple hellos. I'm going to work backwards, so don't be mad. Beyond Beauty, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you showing up here. Captain Jack Scrapper, Nomadic Hippie. TJ Blue, MidLife Journey's back in the house. RV Underway, glad to see you. Carl, proceeding onward. Camper Life, William. RV Kids, again, congratulations. Dreaming Out Loud.
Captain Scrapper wants to know if you're wearing those glasses on the 29th.
Oh, yeah, you like my glasses, Captain Jack Scrapper. Yes, the 29th. We're going blue. Glasses. I don't know about the mustache. Hair. How about you? You going blue? All right. Where you going? You can't leave. Jill's trying to leave me. I got her over here to help out, and now she's running away. All right. Now, I want to do creator shout out. If you are a content creator and you're here in the live chat, if you would type CC, but remember, go ahead, you can type CC, but remember, if you go over to their channel, look at their video, comment on their video, decide whether or not you want to be their friend, do it the right way. And on these live chats, you'll see channels you'll never see that YouTube recommends. We're not sub for sub. We're just out trying to introduce everybody to our community. And as people come into the community that are new, we do this. That way you can go over there and you can see their channel, see their content, and decide whether or not you want to do that. Now, if you're a non-content creator and you're here in the live stream, if you would please type NN so that everybody can see who really supports the RV YouTube community, and that's the NNs. You guys are out there looking at our content, commenting on our videos, and we really, really appreciate you, and we appreciate what you do because it really helps us out when you do that. Canadian Twig, thanks. I appreciate you showing up. And you asked me about last week. You asked me about what was it? Alaska. What was that place? The gold mine? I can't remember. What was it, Canadian Twig? Help me out. Okay. think I lost you. Yeah, Chicken. That is it. Chicken, Alaska. There's a gold mining camp in Chicken, Alaska. It's a really cool deal. It's like off the grid. So they make their own electricity, but they got a campground and they have 30 and 50 amp sites and showers and everything else. But sounds like a really cool thing. I just don't know if I could be off the grid. Thanks, Doreen. Appreciate your time. Kim Wilkins, I appreciate you showing up and I appreciate your time. JC Journey. All right. Well, we almost run out of time. I gotta talk about something. Is Captain Jack Scrapper still here? Let me see. Where's Captain Jack Scrapper? I got something I want to share here. Let's see if I can get this right. All right, I got a picture here. Tell me if you think this looks like Captain Jack Scrapper. What do you think? I think it resembles him a little bit. Got the beard, hat. That is actually a mannequin that we're selling. It was in the mill, the old grist mill, and it was a greeter at the door, a scary looking thing. But we're going to go ahead and sell that. So if you're in the area and you want to buy a Captain Jack Scrapper a mannequin, he's for sale. All right, this Wednesday, I'm going to premiere my next video, and I'm just doing a Workamper project update. I'll talk a little bit about what we've done over the past couple of weeks. I sort of talk about some work camping stuff, and then I talk about some of our projects. So the premiere is Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and if you could show up, that'd be great. And if you got something going on, you can catch it on replay. Thank you, William. I appreciate that. Doreen, do you remember the greeter, the Captain Jack Scrapper greeter down at the grist mill? Yeah, he needs to be sitting in a schoolie. Thank you, Weekend RVing. I appreciate that. I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate your time. Next week, I don't have a guest, and we're going to have some games. Some of them are going to be slightly naughty. I don't know. Maybe the questions will be, but it'll be PG. It'll just be fun, and we're going to have a good time. So next week, we're going to do something different. And then after that, if you're a work camper, or if you're a camper, or if you want to share a story or something like that as a guest on Steve Turtle Live, you're more than welcome. Send me an email and I'll contact you and we'll work something out. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? It won't be long and you'll be here. Traveling down the banisters. Thanks, Keith. I appreciate it. I appreciate the lead off. And I need to get the link for my dear friend, Dean and Shalane, who is coming up next in a premiere. And their video is normally awesome. So I have no reason to think otherwise. And I'm going to get us a link here. What? All right, here we go. Let me get back here over to StreamYard. I'm gonna get this link in here. Yeah, I'm having difficulties again. Here we go. Come on. There you go. All right. If you would, we got about a minute left, but Grassroots Living, they're going to premiere their video. And if you could, go on over there and give them a Steve Turtle raid and Tell them Steve Turtle sent you. And I guess if you type that, they'll already know that. Thanks to everyone. I appreciate everybody for showing up, taking the time to sit and talk to me a little while and let me chat and, talk it up a little bit. I will see you next week right here, Tuesday night at 8:00, same time, same station. Everybody have a good night. And if you like this story and you'd like to hear more stories like this one, I'll see you next Tuesday or next Wednesday. Until later, thanks for your time. Bye. Uh-oh, I can't get out. I'm stuck. Hey.